The first thing people noticed was not the white luxury car parked near the small roadside workshop, nor the sharply dressed woman standing beside it with trembling hands. It was the way the young girl took her first careful step forward in broad daylight, sunlight spilling over the concrete like hope itself, while a tired-looking single father stood beside her, holding her arm with quiet strength. In that moment, time seemed to stop, as if the world itself needed a breath to understand what it was witnessing. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of one human being to change another's life, take a moment right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel, Kindness Thread, because stories like this deserve to be spread. The single dad's life had never been easy. After losing his wife years earlier, his days became a cycle of early mornings, long hours at a small mechanical workshop, and evenings spent helping his own child with homework under flickering lights. He wasn't poor in spirit, but financially, every day was a careful balance. His hands were rough, his clothes worn, and his eyes carried the exhaustion of someone who had learned to survive without complaining. He had dreams once, but life reshaped them into something simpler: stability, honesty, and raising his child with dignity. The workshop sat along a busy road, always alive during the daytime with noise, heat, and dust. It was here that fate decided to cross paths with him. The luxury vehicle arrived one afternoon, gleaming under the sun, its presence almost unreal against the grease-stained concrete. Inside it was a billionaire's family, though no one would have known from the outside what storms they carried within. The mother stepped out first, composed yet tense, followed by her daughter, a young girl whose movement was slow and uncertain, supported by braces and careful balance. Years of therapy, money, and specialists had given progress, but not freedom. Hope had become fragile. The father noticed something different in the girl's eyes. It wasn't weakness, but frustration. She wanted to move, to live, to feel normal under the same sun everyone else walked beneath so easily. While the workshop worked on the vehicle, the single dad watched quietly. He had once cared for someone who struggled to walk after an accident, and though life had pulled him away from those skills, the knowledge never left his hands. Experience, not education, had taught him patience. During that bright afternoon, he offered help in the simplest way possible. Not with promises or miracles, but with time. He showed the girl how to trust her weight, how to move step by step, using balance instead of fear. There were no crowds, no cameras, just daylight, dust, and determination. The mother watched from a distance, arms crossed tightly as if holding herself together. She had seen countless professionals, heard endless reassurances, and learned not to hope too loudly. Days turned into weeks. The family returned again and again, sometimes for the car, sometimes for reasons they didn't fully understand themselves. Each visit happened during the day, under open skies, where progress felt visible and real. The single dad never asked for money, never asked for recognition. He treated the girl not as fragile, but as capable. Slowly, her steps became steadier. Slowly, her fear loosened its grip. The real miracle wasn't sudden. It was built in sweat, patience, and small victories. One day, under the midday sun, the girl stood taller than she ever had before. With controlled effort, she took steps forward without hesitation. The braces were still there, the struggle still real, but something had changed. Confidence had replaced doubt. That was the moment the mother broke. Tears streamed down her face, not from sadness, but from years of pain finally releasing. She had carried guilt, fear, and exhaustion in silence, even with all the wealth in the world. No amount of money had prepared her for this moment. Watching her daughter move forward with strength awakened something raw and uncontrollable. She realized that what her daughter needed wasn't another elite facility, but someone who believed in her without conditions. The single dad stood quietly, uncomfortable with attention. He didn't see himself as a hero. To him, it was simply humanity. He knew struggle. He knew what it meant to wake up every day afraid of the future but choosing to show up anyway. Helping the girl felt natural, almost necessary, like repaying a debt to life itself. Word spread quietly, not through headlines, but through changed hearts. The billionaire family tried to reward him, but he refused anything beyond what he needed. Stability mattered more than luxury. He accepted support for his own child's education, not as charity, but as an investment in the future. Pride remained intact, and respect flowed both ways. The girl continued to improve. Her laughter grew louder, her posture stronger, her spirit lighter. The workshop, once just a place of labor, became a symbol of hope in the daylight. People passing by never knew that miracles didn't always happen in hospitals or grand buildings. Sometimes they happened on concrete floors, guided by hands that had known hardship. As the story neared its quiet end, the mother often stood watching her daughter walk ahead, tears still appearing now and then, but softer, warmer. Gratitude replaced fear. The single dad returned to his routine, grease on his hands, sun on his back, and peace in his heart. He had not changed the world, but he had changed one life, and that was enough. If this story touched your heart even a little, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to Kindness Thread. Your support helps stories of compassion reach people who may be losing hope. Before we end, we have one special request. Please comment below what this story made you feel, or share a moment when kindness changed your life. Your words might inspire someone reading silently today. Because in the end, miracles aren't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes, they happen quietly, in the daylight, when one tired single dad chooses kindness over indifference, and a mother watches her daughter step into a future she once feared would never come.